Hello everyone, I'm Brian Croydragon, and welcome to today's Truth or Scare commentary, Hollywood Haunts, and if I'm correct, this is probably the one I got confused with, the Ghost Hunters one. Right, let's get started.
Years after their untimely deaths, do some movie stars refuse to fade away? Is Hollywood haunted? Some say that in this magical town, their spirits continue to wander. In historic hotels, mysterious ships, famous movie soundstages, and long forgotten theaters. Are the strange stories true? Today, Truth or Scare goes Hollywood and explores some of Tinseltown's most famous haunts.
Again, as always, I'm curious, what documentary was reformatted. It was for that watermark at the top. I don't remember that when I watched Discovery Kids. What's that say? Scary Week? Okay then.
The land of shadow and light. That's what the Native Americans called the place we now know as Hollywood. Long before there were motion pictures and movie
Appropriate.
stars, some considered this land a spiritual place filled with magic. Today, Hollywood is home to the magic of the movies, but some believe that it's also home to strange spirits still clinging to the Hollywood they once knew. One of the most famous Hollywood landmarks, and still a gathering spot for young stars today, is the Hollywood Roosevelt Hotel. Historian J.D. Kessler says a visit here can bring more than just a star sighting.
Hollywood Roosevelt's a really special place. It's not just the industry, it's not just the celebrities, but there's a magic here.
From the beginning, the Roosevelt developed a reputation with stars and tourists as a hotspot of paranormal activity. According to J.D., several hotel employees have reported ghostly encounters. One former member of the hotel staff was cleaning a mirror one day when she noticed the reflection of a blonde woman. But when she turned to speak to the woman, there was no one there.
This really unsettled her, but they researched it, thought, what could have caused this? And the mirror actually had been in room 246 that Marilyn Monroe rented on a regular basis.
In the 1950s, Marilyn Monroe was one of Hollywood's biggest movie stars. Over 40 years after her death, her legend lives on to this day. Some believe that her spirit lives on too, in Hollywood's Roosevelt Hotel.
She particularly loved this hotel because the very first money she ever made in Hollywood was for posing for a suntan commercial on the diving board of our pool.
Not far from the Roosevelt, there's another Hollywood hotel that Marilyn Monroe often visited called the Knickerbocker.
Knickerbocker?
Like the Roosevelt, the Knickerbocker shares a reputation for famous guests and ghosts. Max Fisher, owner of the Knickerbocker's All-Star Cafe, is convinced that not all of the diners in his restaurant are paying customers or even living customers.
We were talking about ghosts and the like and things that were going on, and she was a little skeptical.
Max had told me stories of ghosts and of hauntings and whatnot here. It's interesting, but until you experience it for yourself, it doesn't really mean much.
And that's when the picture started slamming against the wall.
Well, the picture was smaller than this, and it just started going like this. Pretty hard, just like that.
Are there really spirits haunting the Knickerbocker Hotel? Jamie believes there are, even though you may not see them when you arrive. She says they're around, and they're watching.
Now I definitely think that there are some beings of another time that exist here.
Other guests, like Jeremy Romero, tell similar stories of weird experiences that they can't explain. Jeremy figured the Knickerbocker would be a perfect spot for a romantic evening with his girlfriend. Little did Jeremy know that his romantic evening for two was about to be disturbed by some uninvited guests.
I came in here. As soon as I shut the door, I got eerie feeling like I'm getting it right now, as a matter of fact. It felt as if someone was standing right next to me. You can feel someone watching you. And it was really uncomfortable.
Not your ordinary everyday ghost sighting, huh? But then again, Hollywood isn't an ordinary town. And as anyone who stayed there can tell you, the Knickerbocker is no ordinary hotel.
Knickerbocker.
No trip through haunted Hollywood would be complete without a detour to the ocean and a visit to the legendary Queen Mary. Its mysterious past has earned her the nickname the Grey Ghost. Some say the voices of Hollywood's past can still be heard on this great ship. When the Queen Mary first set sail in 1936, it was the most luxurious ship of its time. Believe it or not, the Queen Mary was even bigger than the Titanic. And among the rich and famous passengers who sailed the Atlantic Ocean on this awesome ship were some of Hollywood's biggest stars. Today, she's anchored near Hollywood in the quiet waters off of Long Beach. Her cruise days are over, and there is an eerie calm surrounding the massive ship. Some feel that the spirits on the Queen Mary are tied to a disastrous moment in its past. During World War II, the Queen Mary was put into military service and carried thousands of American soldiers to fight in Europe. Historian Ronald Smith says one tragic accident took the lives of many men.
She rammed and sank one of her escorts, the HMS Curaçao. 338 men off the Curaçao lost their lives out of around 400, as it was a considerable loss of life.
Psychics who have conducted investigations claim that former passengers and crew continue to haunt the Queen Mary. Some areas of the ship are said to be hot spots of ghostly activity and have produced many bizarre encounters.
The swimming pool, for example, that's considered to be a very active area. And one particular ghost...
Trying to think, I don't remember this one.
Sounds of splashing water and laughter.
Journalist Tom Hennessy has researched many hauntings on the Queen Mary. He believed that the stories are more than just myth, and decided to find out for himself.
Well, I had arranged with the ship's people to have me locked up there in the middle of the night. And 3 o'clock in the morning, this is a pretty creepy place and there's nobody around. I did see, looking down, there's a corridor of dressing rooms. I saw a light on in one of the dressing rooms. And I decided I was not enough of a ghostbuster to go down there and investigate.
Perhaps the most visible ghost on the ship is that of John Petters, who worked in the boiler room. Some believe that Petters was so attached to the Queen Mary that he decided to make it his permanent home. Today, visitors routinely report seeing a man in overalls who mysteriously disappears.
There's a long catwalk there. As soon as the guard left me there, I began to hear noises like clanging on pipes, and as I would walk toward it, it would stop. As I would walk away, it would start again. I heard voices, loud whispers, and one of them was distinguishable enough that I heard the words, "Close the door." Something about closing the door. Close the door. And I was pretty unnerved by that. And when the guard came back,
Yeah,
I told him,
I'm not sure if I remember this one.
A mishap or freak that happened, and it must have been somebody far away. And they said no, that the nearest person to me at that hour of the morning was like 2 decks away. But that I shouldn't be concerned because they had heard the noises too.
Tom Hennessy isn't the only one to have had paranormal experiences on the Queen Mary. Gil Turan didn't believe the ghost stories until one late-night ride on an elevator, when things got very weird.
I went to the center of the hotel to take the elevator down, and I see this girl behind me, walking towards me. And she's very pretty, so I turn around to check her out, and there's nobody there. And I said, all right, I finally saw one.
The Queen Mary's long history of sailing...
Okay, just for my own peace of mind, it was technically a woman, right?
The spirits of those past voyages live on. What surprises does the Queen Mary have in store for future visitors brave enough to board her? Only the Grey Ghost knows. These studios are where some of Hollywood's greatest movies were made. Do the stars of the past now return for one last close-up? Find out next on Truth or Scare.
I don't think I remember this one. I don't remember Scary Week at all. It might have happened before I... Or might have either been before or during one of my times without cable.
I'm here to find out.
Follow Christina and Araya for a whole weekend dedicated to discovering the truth.
I'm on it.
Mystery Hunters, all next weekend on Discovery Kids.
Oh. Okay, this seems to be the British, branch.
If you come to Hollywood hoping to see a movie star, odds are you'll probably get your wish. But if you come to Hollywood to see a ghost, you might want to visit an old soundstage where the stars made their movies. It's said that some stars never want to leave their place in front of the camera. According to witnesses at one famous studio, some never have.
That's interesting.
The legendary Occidental Studios is the oldest working soundstage in Hollywood. Thousands of motion picture actors worked here. According to believers, some may have never left. Stage 1 was used in Hollywood's early days, when film stars like Charlie Chaplin worked beneath its unique glass ceiling, which allowed filmmakers to use natural light. Stage manager Jay Sherrard says the history of Occidental Studios is interwoven with its haunted past.
I've only seen one of his movies,
here on the stage. One guy was working 24 hours.
City Lights, I
We
think.
found him in the morning, dead. So it got the name Accidental Studios, people started to call it. There are definitely some spirits that are here, and that's just from experience and sometimes the feelings that you get when you're by yourself here, especially late at night.
Operations manager Scott Eberline claims that unexplained phenomena have plagued the studio.
At night, when we're closing up the facility, we'll go in, lock doors, shut off lights, and we'll go to alarm the perimeters and alarm the studio. And there's different zones that tell us that if windows and doors are opened, and it will register that they're still open. So go back and do it a second time. After you do it like the third time, I'll make sure everything's locked tight, and I'll just leave.
It kind of shakes you up a little bit when it's late, because these stages get really quiet at night. So when you hear noises like banging against metal, loud, and you think, what could that possibly be?
Many are convinced that actors and actresses from long ago now haunt the soundstage. Jay Sherrard quickly discovered that ghosts like a good joke, but at the time, nobody was laughing.
One night, it was like probably 2 o'clock in the morning. We're back in the back parking lot joking about the ghosts, talking trash about, the ghosts couldn't scare us. And as we're talking loud about the ghost, the door just slams, just out the blue, very hard. And we kind of looked at each other and said, okay, all right, we got the picture.
Most of the encounters have been pretty harmless. A strange feeling, a slamming door, but some experiences have been downright creepy.
One person saw a lady hovering up in the air, and he was so scared that her arm was sticking up. And farther down there in the hallway, too, a man was sleeping, and the door kept opening and closing on all by itself. It's definitely haunted. It's just too weird and creepy down here by itself.
Sorry, something was hovering?
Bruce says he's found a way to deal with the ghosts. He made friends with them. Well, what would you do?
When I go home at night, I kind of look to the stage and I say, thank you, ghost, good night, see you tomorrow, thank you for letting me be okay.
Making friends with a ghost? I guess if you have to work with a ghost, you might as well be on their good side. In Hollywood, the brightest stars' names line the legendary Walk of Fame. Some stars are still adored, others have been forgotten, and some believe that a few stars are working on a comeback as ghosts. Could it be true? One group is determined to find out. On Hollywood Boulevard, the Vogue Theater once hosted film premieres where stars turned out for their adoring fans.
I don't remember this
They were
one.
born as the home of an unusual team of investigators. Larry Montz was
Oh
so
my god.
fascinated by the ghosts of Hollywood, he created
There's
the
one
International
where
Society for
it tells a
Paranormal
story of a
Research.
woman whose spirit
I wanted to bring
keeps
in all the other parapsychologists
walking down a
in the
path
United
right down
States
from the
as
spot where she
well as
was
around the
struck by a
world to
car
determine how and why this phenomenon
and
takes
well
place.
died.
When the group moved into the theater,
Which one was
investigator
that?
Dana Smoller claims they found it was already occupied.
And I said as a joke, I bet you it's haunted too. And I was walking down the aisle and I thought I heard noise in the seats. And I turned around and I see all these seats are down. So I went through and I flipped all the seats back up and they changed. There would be 7 seats down, then there were 13 seats down, then 27. And I thought, okay, this place must be active.
Over time, the group documented a number of spiritual entities that they believe hang out in the theater. Dana Smoller says that she has actually witnessed the ghost of Fritz, who they believe was a projectionist at the Vogue in its early days.
I have looked up at the projection room and I have seen him walking back and forth when I know nobody else is in the theater.
But the strangest evidence they claim to have found appears to confirm the presence of school children in the theater.
We actually did some research
It's a
and
bit
we
disturbing.
found out that the original Prospect Elementary School was located where the Vogue is today. And in 1901, there was a fire that took place in the schoolhouse, and 6 children and a school teacher died in the fire. The children seem to manifest themselves in different ways. There's a little stuffed dog that is here that we find all over the theater. And there's a little stuffed bear that is here as well that we find in different seats in the auditorium. And while we were in here filming, I decided to just crank off a couple of high-speed photographs. And when I got the pictures back, right in front of the bear's face is a large yellow light. And there was no reason why you would have a large glowing light in front of the bear, unless it was one of the children.
Could the ball of light really be the ghost of a child, as the investigators believe? No one knows for sure, but the Vogue Theater isn't the only place in Hollywood being visited by ghostly lights. Not far away, Jeremy Layton and his roommate Jeff Lexmana live in the Hollywood Hills. The roommates say they've been awakened by bizarre late-night events at their Hollywood apartment.
Almost every night I'd be waking up around 3 a.m. It just always happened to be the same time. When I'm laying in my bed, almost like I feel something hovering above me.
Jeremy and Jeff didn't know what to make of their experiences. Then one night, Jeremy's mother came to spend the night.
I was sleeping on the living room sofa, and I was very abruptly awakened by this blinding white light. I was completely in shock because the entire room was this bright white light, and I laid there just scared to death.
The roommates knew they had to put a stop to the activity.
Is this still Hollywood Haunts?
Whatever it was. They contacted Larry Montz and his team of investigators, who agreed to conduct an investigation of the events. They brought with them magnetometers, temperature gauges, and infrared cameras to detect anything human senses could not.
Why don't we go ahead and let's move upstairs to Jeremy's bedroom and see what we can get. Because I have the team, we can now not only capture what is scientifically taking place, but the team can identify and communicate with an actual entity.
Thankfully, the investigators informed the occupants of the house that this ghost is friendly, but he does have a funny way of showing it.
He seems to be just kind of curious on you guys being in the house, and he has nothing against you at all. He's just kind of curious that other people are now living in the house where he used to live. I kind of feel that it's going to stop pretty soon, that it's going to go away.
Kathy, Jeremy, and Jeff are relieved for the first time since the events began. While we can never be sure that the investigators experienced a real ghost, they are convinced that they have closed the case on another visitation from Hollywood's past.
Oh.
This
Okay.
story may have had a happy ending, but according to believers, there are plenty more restless spirits in this town. As long as there is a Hollywood, there will surely be tales of Hollywood haunts. Hollywood is a place where the legends of some stars live on forever. Some believe that their spirits live on as well. Could it be true? There's no doubt that Hollywood is a magical town where fantasy and reality blur. Perhaps our love for our favorite stars does make them want to return, again and again, for one last interview and one more autograph. If it were going to happen anywhere, it would most likely be in Hollywood.
Okay. Which one am I thinking of? I don't remember this one. I didn't remember the one about. Wait. No, wait. America's Haunted Houses. That's the one I got mixed up with. I. Well, this is a very interesting episode, but I'm still confused. Which one am I remembering? I don't know. I'm sure we'll get to it eventually. I'm Brian Croy Dragon signing out. Stay Shrey.